All right, let's go ahead and learn how to multiply with scientific notation. So just again, remember scientific notation is just a number written with a factor, so like 2 times a power of 10, so like 6. So we're going to take these scientific notations, and what we're going to do is we're going to multiply it by another number written in scientific notation. So I'm going to write times. We're going to multiply it by 4 times 10 to the 5th power. I have to think back to what I kind of learned in 7th grade. I learned something about a property in 7th grade. The property was called cumulative property. What cumulative property said is, it said that I can rearrange numbers in any order I want when all I'm doing is multiplying or adding. And because this is all multiplication, I can reorder these numbers in any order I want to, and it will not affect the answer in the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the factors and I'm going to group those together, and I'm going to take the powers of 10 and I'm going to group those together. So I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to group it with the 4 so that I have now 2 and 4 together. I'm going to take the power of 10 to the power of 6 and I'm going to group that with the power of 5 over 10 to the group power of 5. And we know that we're multiplying because it's all multiplication here. So now I go ahead and I just do the problem. So I simplify 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to take that times. Now I simplify 10 to the 6th times 10 to the 5th. If I remember back from a couple of lessons ago, when I'm multiplying with the same base, what do I do with the exponents? I add them. So I'm going to go ahead and just add 6 and 5. So I'm going to write here 10 to the 6th plus 5 so you can see that. Okay? We learned that a couple lessons ago. And so when I add 6 plus 5, that's how I end up with 10 to the 11th power, which is my answer for this problem. All right, 8 times 10 to the 11th power. Okay, let me show you another one. This one's not as clean, so we're going to do 7.2, times 10 to the 3rd power. Okay, we're going to multiply by 1.6 times 10 to the 4th power. Again, same thing goes on here. I'm going to take the 2 factors and I'm going to group those together. So I'm going to group the 7.2 and I'm going to multiply that by 1.6. I'm going to take the 10 to the 3rd and I'm going to group it with the other power of 10, 10 to the 4th. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do the factor 7.2 times 1.6. I get 11.52. And you can use your calculator on that. 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 4th, I add 3 and 4 and I get 7, so I'm going to end up with 10 to the 7th. Now, I got to remember something here, okay? In scientific notation, we're supposed to have a factor that's less than 10 but greater than 1. I notice I have 11.52. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this to meet those requirements. How I do that is I got to think about where would I place the decimal so that I have a number between 1 and 10. Well, I would have it right here. So how far would that decimal have moved? Well, if I count back, I go 1. So it moved 1 spot. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take it and I'm going to have to add 1 to that exponent. Okay? I'm going to rewrite this number with the decimal right there now so that we have a number between 1 and 10. So 1.152. I'm going to do 7 plus 1, which is going to give me 8. All right? And so this would be my number in scientific notation for multiplication. All right.